So we're at Lancer Stud today, and joining me is Lisa from France Étalons, who's come all the way from France to visit Lancer Stud. And we're looking at Lancer Stud horses today, but the more important thing is we come here to talk about the stallions that France Étalons has, and Lisa has been explaining that today, or will explain it as we go around the stud. And she was introduced to Lancer Stud by Elite Stallions by Lorna Wilson, yes. Who I have a lot of respect for, and I think Lisa does too, and she'll explain their connectivity.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Lisa. I'm from France Étalons, and we are French stallion owners. We are managers or owners of stallions which might ring a bell to you, like My Lord Carthago, Canturano, Casalo Z from Pier Giorgio Bucci. And so yeah, Elite Stallions, you mentioned it, is our UK agent who we work with. And so yeah, she pointed out a few breeders which would be worth visiting, and Marcus was on the list, and this is the reason why I'm here today, because you said that the stallions are important, so but each stallion is only as good as the mare you choose for him.
I work very closely with Lorna at Elite Stallions because
who's our agent, has been our agent for years.
Because I respect her knowledge.
Oh, definitely. She's a very knowledgeable person with a very healthy philosophy towards this whole breeding industry, and she's been very helpful, because actually it was Lorna, because usually what I do is that I would ask my agent, oh, do you have any idea of studs or breeders which would be worth visiting or interesting for us? Not only specifically to sell breedings of our stallions, but also to get an idea about the philosophy and the way people breed in the country, because each breeding culture, each philosophy is very different.
Yep.
And the more you get to know about the market, the more precise you could be in terms of stallions to a point. And then one of the first names who popped up was, oh, you should go see Marcus Craggs at Lancer Stud.
These are all the foaling paddocks.
Okay.
So we mow the grass and we keep it at this height until I'm ready for the mares and foals to come out.
This is something typically English, mind, these well-maintained paddocks. I mean,
does that not happen in France?
No, it's as said. I mean, it's different. I mean, what it would for me be typically English is this. Typically wooden fencing, like keeping the grass all on the same level, good looking. I mean, it's a sight for sore eyes, honestly.
So Loic influenced me quite a bit. I didn't understand a lot of what he said because his English wasn't too good.
But I tried typical French, though.
I tried to talk a little bit French. But what was interesting was that we talked a lot about the dam lines, and he talked about the dam lines. Mm-hmm. And interesting enough, little Evian de Hus is the Kindy de Hus's daughter.
Yeah, okay. So that's the one you have here.
She has produced, she's a little mare, we will see her later.
Okay.
And she has produced some really nice offspring.
Okay.
What have I used? Tangelo, Shaman. Mm-hmm. The last two, we'll see one up here, Continental Blue.
Okay.
And what is interesting is how did I change, or how did I develop my views on the stallions? Mm-hmm. And I'll talk a little bit about that and the difference between show jumping and eventing.
Yes.
Because there is a difference.
Of course it is.
From a show jumping point of view, is My Lord Carthago on my list? Yes.
Okay.
What do I do?
He also produces eventers, though.
Yeah, but I talk a little bit in a minute about why I go to a particular stallion for eventing.
Okay.
One stallion I use for eventing, Gentleman 4. So why? Well, because you have narcotique in there in the breeding, and narcotique and Biori. If you go to Duplessis and you look at your stallion from Duplessis, that is quite interesting.
Of course,
because
it is.
the dam line is narcotic, and that is a good dam line.
Of course.
So that is jumping. But what I want for the eventing, I want both. I want jumping and I want dressage.
You need it. I mean, that's the core of eventing in itself.
Yeah, and so where do you find that? Well, you don't.
Yeah, but you don't, because I think one of the ideal eventing horses, if you speak from a mainland continental point of view, would be a French horse, or a crossing between a French horse and a German horse. The German horse would give you often a bit more of the gait, let's put it that way, and the German horse and the French horse would give you the natural jumping, the willingness, the forward going. Those are really particularities which define the French horses in themselves, especially that willingness which you would probably find not as much in other breeds.
But you see, the interesting thing for me is I'm new to the sport, so I wouldn't have your expertise and length of knowledge in the industry.
Oh, I don't consider myself to be particularly knowledgeable. I'm a young person.
Well, you would have more knowledge than me. But you see, I look at what people say, and I say, wait a minute, these are big generalizations. I want a particular stallion for the eventing, and I want the jumping, and I want the dressage.
Yes.
So what am I using at the minute with my blood mares, especially the Akoteki mares, which I'll come on to in a minute? I'm using Edward.
Ah, okay, interesting choice, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, Edward is not free from whatever it is, the
No.
so
Fragile foal syndrome.
Yeah. But if you look at Edward, and obviously he is the father of one of the best show jumpers in the world at the minute, because King Edward is a pretty good
Undeniably. Undeniably.
But what is interesting, if you look at Edward's breeding, is that he is churning out progeny, if you look at the breeding, not in great numbers, because nobody has really focused on him, but a lot of dressage as well as jumpers. Exactly. And he is a PSG1 dressage.
Yes.
So what I find interesting, and I will show you some of the foals I've got with the Akotekis, because I'm using Edward on all my Akotekis.
Okay.
So that is one example of why I'm choosing a particular stallion.
Okay, that makes sense.
The only other stallion I found was Clarksville.
Oh yeah, interesting choice, definitely.
Okay.
That's the show jumper who didn't want to jump and who preferred the dressage ground.
And is now with Isabel Worth, right?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so, and can I get a response from Isabel Worth? No. Can I get any semen? No. Have Holstein got any semen? No. Choice of a stallion in that one instance is very specific, and I'm after a specific dam line with the jumping and the dressage, and I want that in the dam line, the first and second mares.
I have something in mind for my catalogue.
So, yeah, okay. Then I'd like to hear. But you see where I'm coming from what I'm trying to breed here. I want those genes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want this generalization that horses in a particular stud book are this and stud book are that. It means nothing to me.
No, of course, and I think this is particularly like British also. You have never really focused like on one stud book. You've always been very open, because what I found historically from UK and also from Ireland is that people maybe tend a bit to look more at the horse than at the pedigree first, which is a very sound way of approach. And maybe with the new generation of breeders, we tend to lose that a bit, because they're people who love horses and who start to get into breeding because it's their passion, and we want to do everything to support them. We are all for the small breeders also. But I think it's also our job as professionals, so if it's bigger breeders like you or also stallion owners, to give them the knowledge to do better and not only focus on, oh, I've seen that one on social media and I love him, he looks great, but he might not be an ideal fit for the mare, for example. And this is, I think, a job and a responsibility we have in this industry, that the professionals, we get to a point where we have to pass along knowledge and to educate as much as possible, and as the breeder is like into it, to get to know more, to do this. So because I think it's interesting, if you want to get breeding forward and not be stuck with always certain bloodlines, even if they are good, we have to keep focus also on genetic diversity. Why
is a bloodline that people talk about today going to be any good to a horse when it's starting to reach any good in its career, age 10, in 10 years' time?
Yeah, I mean,
What are the demands of show jumping, for example, on athleticism and the flexibility and the soundness, but more probably rideability, going to be in 10 years' time?
yeah, I mean, dam lines and stallions also, but dam lines particularly are selected for some characteristics they would put along. They would pass on from generation to generation, and this is the basic core of breeding. I mean, you try to sort out the good ones and to continue breeding with them and leave out the bad ones. Because I mean, breeding is a lot of luck, and you cannot control the genetic hazard basically of, sometimes even out of a perfectly well-bred breeding you can get like a totally normal horse who is absolutely not up for the job. So
do you follow Fred Van Struten?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I've met him. There was I went to Den Bosch at the KWPN Stallion show, and there was a colloquium about breeding, and several bigger breeders talked about why they made their breeding choices, why they selected these dam lines rather than other ones, and it was very interesting because there were very much breeders from like France, from Belgium, from Holland, from Germany. It was a very internationally kept event. And
have a look at these two.
Okay.
I brought you down here because here is something with interest to you personally, I think.
Okay.
And another one which I think is of general interest.
Okay. What do we have here?
This is an interesting mare who I bred.
Okay.
I have a mare who we will see later, who is her mother.
Okay.
Who's Van Roosaker dam line.
Okay.
So
very well proven dam line.
Yeah. And I have all her children here.
Okay.
This is one of the eldest. She was an embryo transfer, along with the stallion, who I'll show you, who's in the stables.
Okay, so you have some own stallions for you on your end. Okay.
Yeah. And I like him. We'll see what you think. And she is by Hotspot.
Oh, okay.
So the dam is by Berlin Elvis Putt.
It's rather something rare in a pedigree. Berlin not having that many offspring.
Yeah. And she's by Hotspot, and I put her. She's 6 this year, and she's in foal to Casalco.
Okay.
Now, to me, someone says, "Why Casalco?" And I say, "Look at the numbers."
Yeah.
When I say numbers, what I do on stallions, I'm looking at the percentages of their numbers that 8-year-old and 140 and above.
Oh, so you would like the IPV horse to legs and Hippomundo rankings then to base yourself on.
That's what I do. That's what I look at.
Yeah, it's a little bit of.
I have my list. I have my Excel spreadsheets. I have a lot of numbers on the Excel spreadsheets. And the ones that are there, you know, the top ones. Emerald. I don't particularly like Emerald. I've never used him.
Okay.
It's just a personal thing. But the other two that are there are Comilfo and Conthagos.
Yeah, indeed.
To me, it's QED.
However, then those are stallions which have bred a lot of horses.
So that is an interesting dam line, and she would be, to me, the best bred mare that I've got on the stud.
Okay.
Because with Hotspot, with his breeding, I mean I love Holawa. She is from the other mare I bought from Harris de Hus.
Okay.
The daughter of Dodi de Chalouse, Étalons de Hus.
Okay.
Étalons was by Tsunami de Hus.
Ah, Tsunami de Hus. That's the one who is based here in England as well. Yeah.
I don't. He doesn't tickle my fancy, so to speak. Tsunami de Hus. You know. But I like this mare.
Yeah.
And she's in foal to Jacondrix eventing. What is interesting here is that she's a favourite of mine, because I thought I was going to lose her with Astrid Worms as a foal. I had her on my lap all afternoon, and she didn't die. So I was the only one who could put a head collar on for the first 2 years.
So you have a special relationship with her. So
yeah. I do a lot of my research now by looking at videos. Not ideal. I want to see them in the flesh. If you see a horse like Grand Dorado in the flesh, I went to Harris de Belligneux. I think I flew to Geneva. Would that be right? And then
sounds right. Yeah.
So why did I go there? Because I wanted to go and see Catani. Now Catani, I really like the look of. I managed to breed from him once, but always a challenge to get hold of the semen.
Okay.
And also at the stud, The son of the owner, I think, was called Sebastian, by memory. They had this open day. And who was there? Dexter de Curdlin. Now, Dexter is obviously by my Lord Carthago.
Exactly.
And Dexter has 3 other siblings, also by my Lord Carthago.
Yeah, the Curdlin stud.
All of them.
It's a very good stud, and they're very knowledgeable breeders and very successful ones because of that. And indeed, for us, we are lucky that Dexter is out there right now, but also it's great publicity also for the French riding, because Jeanne would be one of the young uprising generations in terms of riders, and we're very happy that of course she does it with an offspring of our stallions, but it's also good to participate, to get the level of riders and to be able to produce horses for the riders of your country, because I mean, after all, we are all a bit of patriotism. I mean, doesn't
but
it?
What a fantastic flag for my Lord Carthago.
Oh, indeed.
All 4.
Indeed.
Same age, siblings, direct. You know, there they are.
Indeed.
All jumping 150 and above.
Absolutely.
Now, Dexter, I didn't think very good. He was 5 then. I've got the videos of him jumping the poles. He didn't look very good.
My Lord Carthago are not early starters usually, but this is common knowledge. Everybody knows, and I don't mind saying that. So,
so I then looked at. I said to Sebastian, I wanted to use him on the Jumpy to Krushka dam line. I wanted to finesse on the line breeding.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't agree with that, but I quite like it. So
there's pros and cons for it.
Could I get hold of the Dexter semen? I tried with Lorna, and they wanted this, they wanted advance payment, they wanted that, and it was not easy. I gave up in the end. And I tell you, because it's good feedback. You know, it's trying to get semen again from France. Cantoro, I adore, love him, but he's not everyone's kettle of fish. And Loic at Harris to Huss says, don't use Cantoro. I said, why not?
There are always stallions and countries. There we go back to a very foundational thing about breeding, is each country, we talked about different breeding cultures, but this results of different riding philosophies and what certain countries and cultures expect of a horse as a good riding horse.
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously, according to the riding style and the riding philosophy you have in each country, you would obviously breed horses who fit that. You know what I mean? So there would be horses which the Germans don't like because they don't fit their philosophy, and there would be horses in France which the French don't like because it doesn't fit their philosophy or what they expect of a good show jumping horse.
And when you say they, you're talking about the breeders.
Yeah, exactly. So in general.
So question, on the subject of breeders, sorry to interrupt. I say to my good friends at Kiestad in Holland, who Eric and Jose Sleutels, and they I think are very good breeders, and they do very well. And I say, guys, why are you using only Dutch stallions? Why aren't you using Carthagos? Why aren't you using and it's interesting. Well, we need to be commercial, and so there's this. I don't give a damn. So whether it's commercial or not, I don't care. What I want to breed is what I want to breed because I want to breed a good horse. That's why I'm breeding. I'm not breeding.
This should be the end game of all of us. And let's go ahead. This would be, I think, France Étalons sticks a bit out in terms of confirmation of company, because our 2 founders are veterinaries before everything else, and they are breeders above everything else. So you would have the one which be Michel Guyot at Haras de Talma. This is where the main head office is of France Étalons. That's eastern France, between Belgium and Champagne, basically, to make it simple. So he would be the breeder of all the de Talma horses, and he started out like with 1 mare, just only, and then it added up. And so this is how we ended up with like great 5-star show jumpers like Denver de Talma now with Lorenzo De Luca. We have Cocktail de Talma, we have Cocaine de Talma, who just ended up back in Europe, who was ridden by Jessica Springsteen. So, and all of these horses, and so stallions we choose to get along in the catalogue mostly are stallions which we would like to use ourselves, because at Talma we breed around 40, 50 foals a year. So it's quite substantial in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
The other founder, so the one who runs the stud operation in Saint-Lô, that would be Denis Hubert. And this is the breeder of all the Mancier horses. So his father is the breeder of Ténor Mancier, who would be the Damsel of Kashmir, for example.
Yeah.
So, so both very skilled breeders, and I think this...
Would I use Kashmir? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Because of the French blood? Yeah, makes sense.
And I like the numbers, and I like what is produced.
Yeah, well.
But he died too early.
Don't talk to us about early dying stallions because, as said, my bosses used to be, before France Étalons was created, the lucky owners of a stallion called Vigo CC, who died prematurely and who is now as good as we all expected him to be back in the days, and there is no semen left. I have people from all the world calling me because he's very high up the rankings. He would be the sire then of Enjoy de la Mure, who went to the Olympics and who was trained by William Funnell, and the sire of Denver de Talma also, for example, and there are loads of others out there. And yeah, but that's the joys and despairs of breeding, which and of working with live animals, which unfortunately, you can't do it.
But it's not alone. Chocomel's the same. He's lost Canthargos, and then last year he lost Continental Blue.
Yeah, well, we lost by Sarah Dick, and we lost Augryon Deschamps, which was a very good French stallion. He says he has been up in, I think, the top 10 of best young horse producers in France for 7-8 years in a row. It's just like that. We work with live animals, and you can only do your best, but you never control everything. This is what makes the charm of breeding, because you cannot control everything, and in the end it's always due to a bit of luck. And yeah, it's also all the despair, because when it happens it's always sad.
These are my 2-year-old 18.
Beautiful looking.
So these are all mares.
Obviously.
And something that will be a little bit for you. First of all, there's Aquavit, and Aquavit is one of Evian's.
Okay.
Evian de Hus.
I like the name Aquavit, well chosen.
And I love her. I absolutely love her.
Yeah.
And she's Continental Blue.
Okay.
So why Continental Blue? So I've gone through a phase where I've looked very hard at Chocomel stallions. And look at the breeding and what they're doing, jumping and so forth. And actually, it's fairly simple. It's all together, and I like what I see. You know, and that's where I went 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm still kind of there. And it would be, if I said anything else, I'd be lying to you, Lisa. So I just tell it how it is. And,
of course,
and maybe
of course. Honesty is everything, and transparency is everything also.
But I wanted some. Evian's quite small, so I get a little bit more size.
Seems to run in the family.
Yeah. Okay.
If you compare to your other lot there, she would not be the tallest one.
Yeah, but I like her stamp.
Yes.
And then we have this one, Canthargos. And she's by a mare I bought from Ireland, who's by Douglas. Douglas I saw at VDL when I went to visit there. I mean, he's an elephant. I mean,
substantial horse, yeah.
Huge. And the mare is here. I can show you. And I lost her full brother as a yearling. Absolutely devastated. And then one maybe a little bit interesting to you. So she's also Canthargos, and she is the granddaughter of Chauffeur de Château.
This is a bloodline we have a lot at France Étalons. We have many stallions out of this very proven dam line. We spoke about Vigo CC earlier. That would be a side line, a side branch of the Du Château line. So
I went to Du Château on one of my visits to France.
Oh, did you? Okay.
This lovely old man.
Yeah.
And
one of the true horse people.
But he wouldn't sell anything.
Oh no.
We tried to buy, and eventually, Josie Slutels and I went with a delightful French friend of Jose, and the three of us travel around France in this car. And one of our visits was Du Château, and we were trying to buy this mare. We did buy the mare eventually, which was fine, but then we couldn't get any foals from the mare.
So this is probably why you sold it.
Yeah. but he was hysterical, and
Yeah.
he wouldn't sell anything. But so her offspring is not. There's a stallion. So the daughter is Hermione, I think, of Sophie. So it's not, and the stallion, the sire of Hermione, is not one stallion one would recognise. So the question is that a good breeding thing to do or not? I don't know. I think there's a fascinating debate on what we want and what we're looking for and so forth.
And you need a little bit of everything to make something good. So
Well, sometimes I think, well, is it? What about the rider you get the horse to?
Oh,
How many horses
that's
do
potluck.
not shine and could be at the top because they don't get to a good rider, top rider?
how many riders could shine and do not because they never get the opportunity to get the right
Exactly.
horse? Same thing.
Yeah, agreed. So, yes, go back to
To these lovely fillies.
now, the granddaughter of Sophie. What's interesting is that the eldest one, who's jumping with an amateur here in the UK, 120, 130, clear round.
Sorry?
The other one here is Comme Faux, which is an interesting one. I bred the mother, who's by Freelancer, who Tom March and I bought at the Holstein Premium.
Okay.
And
What would be Freelancer the breeding? That doesn't ring a bell to me at all.
he was Fragonard,
Oh, that's why you bought him. Of course, I
Yeah.
could have guessed with the F. Probably, yeah.
but the best mover of these four.
Yeah.
I love her. On my knowledge, as I said to you, I'm a newcomer on this on this breeding, and there's some things that I look at in the foals
Yeah.
in the first week. I do not see that changing from when I see them again in 3 years old. So what I'm seeing in a foal in that first week, I think I am seeing the same age 3. What I can't see...
This is a French saying, like the elder French breeders would tell you that you have to look at a horse 3 days, 3 months, 3 years.
Okay.
So
I just say-
that fits what you say.
Yeah. So my analogy is you go to a primary school for children, and you put them in the playground, and let's say there are 30 in the playground.
Yeah.
There'll be 4 athletes out of 30. Not
Yeah.
many.
No.
And
Only
I think,
1% of sport horses end up at the very top high end level. All the rest are
so how
good,
do you,
good,
so how
hopefully
do you
good
tell?
1 meter 40 horses.
But the point I make is
Yeah.
how do you get your eye to recognise this foal? VDL obviously do it a lot because then they buy 200 foals a year or something. They go around.
We don't do that.
buying- No.
We
but
try
I
to
think,
breed them on our own.
I think VDL try and do that, and they obviously are looking at the foals. And I find it very interesting is that now we're getting to the stage where they're coming through the system. You know, they're reaching 5 or 6 years old now, and they are displaying what they displayed as a foal from an athleticism point of view. That's what I
I
see.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Which I find very interesting. Those that are a bit frumpy, they were frumpy as foals.
I mean, there's nothing better than a horse to make you lie, because
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah.
there's nothing better than that. Especially when you have like bloodlines or horses which are a bit of late starters. If you take the example of my Lord Carthago, the horses which made his offspring, which made him famous, like the French T generation, the V generation, there you would have Totem de Brissé, Toilette de Mescam, you would have Valmy de la Lande, all these top jumpers, 22 de Biche also. They all come from his first generation where actually he didn't breed that much because he was not so much used actually. And it took so long for them to come through because they are known as being a bit of a late starters, that people actually jumped on the train to using my Lord Carthago rather lately. So, and this is very interesting that actually the offspring which made him famous came from very few numbered generations. So, and back then nobody would tell you that, oh, he is going to be like the next best sire of tomorrow, you know. So,
But then you look at.
I think there's no ideal good system to sort it out. I think, of course, you can always have your idea about a foal when he shows power, tonicity, flexibility, energy, whatever.
What about this?
And about the brain, obviously.
So where I cannot see the brain.
No. And this is
don't
what
think
makes the
anyone
whole
can see.
difference. And also,
How do you see when they're going to ride? With the mentality, where's the bravery? Yes, I think you can get an idea on the bravery.
Maybe.
But can you get much of an idea on what's going on up here? Do they want to do something? Where does that come from?
yeah, I think
that's quite difficult.
it is difficult, but I think it's still genetically related. This is where we come
Well,
into.
why does a you look at all these Van Roosacker horses with their flat faces?
Yeah.
Why do so many jump so well? What is the pitch here? Because we've talked a little bit about stallions this morning already,
Yeah.
you know, but our talk is a lot about the stallions, and yet my bête noire on the breeding is that the industry does not talk enough
About the dams.
about the dams. There is not the information, the research on the dams. There aren't the videos, the photographs, the breeding readily available on the dams. Yes, we have Hippomondo and we have horse tails, we have all these things. So there are basics there. But where are the videos? Where are the photographs? Where is the explanation and so forth? You get all of this stuff on the stallions, and they're prancing and they're doing their loose jumping and they're doing their licensing, and they go some of them compete and some of them make it, some of them don't, some of them fall by the wayside or whatever. But they're talked about. But then how do you, the mare that's having 3, 4 foals, and nowadays they're having 30 because you've got ICSI, you've got ET, you've got this, you've got that. So where, you know, let's take one example. Take Kindy Dukrushka. Okay, so the mother of Evia, Harris de Huss in France. There is Kindy. Why did they breed from her? Why did they keep going with Kindy? Because I've got photographs of Kindy. She never competed, so why? I could understand something like Dodi de Chalouse, who was a 150 horse by memory,
Yeah.
and fine. And I managed to find a photograph of Dodi.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, but you look for these things so you can look at the mother. I want to look at the mother. I want to understand the mother. I keep getting people telling me about the stallions. Look, I understand that and I respect that.
Of course,
and I understand the industry. But Lisa, where's the marketing of the mothers so we can understand as breeders as to, you know, how this jigsaw came together?
It is true that in terms of databases, etc., and of like media, video, or photo material from the mares, it's much more difficult to get it. But often when you contact directly with breeders, they would have it. I mean, I know that, for example, we...
But then I don't think it's sophisticated enough to then... It's the same with the foals. So you get something that's licensed. Where's all the videos of as a foal? Where's the information to help us as breeders in the industry as a whole, so we can look at the foal and we can then look at the loose jumping at 3. We can then look at it as a 7-year-old. We can then look at it as a 10-year-old. Where's that chain?
Yeah, you don't really have it, yeah, unless you really contact the breeder, or if you have stallion owners who bred the stallions themselves, like some of our stallions in the catalogue would be. If you ask me, for example, one of our very good stallions who would be Cocktail de Talma, who has been a homebred one, who is now jumping 1.60 m with Neil Ferrin and Deirdre Rayleigh in Ireland. He comes out of a very good mare who produced 8 1.50 m plus.
So here we have a
yearlings.
These are the yearlings, and the middle one there, yeah.
Yep, that one. That curious one there.
Yeah. So that's a granddaughter of Sophie de Chateau, Casalco.
Oh, okay. Hey, you.
So she's a half sister to the one we looked at, the 2-year-old.
Yes. Nice, intelligent, big eyes. Nice horse. Yeah, about the Du Chateau, like we would have in our catalogue the closest relative licensed stallion to Ito Du Chateau, which would be Best of Iskla.
Yes, yes.
Best of Iskla is a very interesting profile. So he would be Diamant de Sémilly Canan Galoubet.
Yeah.
So he would have Sophie du Château as a grandmother, and his dam is like a uterine sister to Ito du Château, who was by Le Taux, and then Best of being by Diamant. We come back to the same bloodlines.
Yeah, yeah.
And Best of is a very regular horse. He's still jumping right now, like very consistent on 1.50 m and 1.55 m level. And what is interesting about him, and then we go back to again what we talked about in like the young horse rankings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We did the numbers last year. Best of Iskla had last year in France only 27 offspring old enough to compete, so which that would mean 4 years or older.
Okay, okay.
From these 27, 16 actually competed already. From these 16, he had 4 French champions. So that would be last year's 7-year-old champion in France, Atlantica. Tremendously jumping horse, absolutely tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
She was already 6-year-old champion before. That would be just Gigolo, who won the 5 years old last year, and before that, there was already French Lover a few years ago. And I think this is a very good indicator of, even if the stallion is not overly used, I mean, the numbers are there. You talked about numbers. This is one where I could actually talk about numbers.
But then you see, my question to the industry,
yeah,
is what you're saying is impressive.
It is.
Without doubt, it's impressive.
It is.
So where's the information on all those mothers? So the mothers of those offspring you've just talked about.
Yeah.
So where is that information of them all?
So
So who are they, and what is their dam line, and what is the influence of those mothers' dam lines on those youngsters that you've said are doing well? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because you're only talking half a story. Because we're talking about.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
And that's what gets me going.
In our explanation about, in terms of numbers, about a dam line, what came out of it, and also to inform people about, as said, French dam lines are probably not the mostly known worldwide. So what is your view of the typically French horse, about the Self Francais horse? What would you think are the advantage or the benefits of having French dam lines or French blood in general? Because you obviously have quite a few running around here. So why did you interest yourself in French bloodlines? That would be my question. What for you was the benefit out of it?
First of all, I started by not knowing anything. So
yeah,
there was no family involved. So there was no indoctrination. There was no upbringing. There was no influence. I just go with a blank bit of paper.
Yeah, which is good actually.
And I get on the plane. I make telephone calls.
Yeah.
And one of my visits was to Harris de Hus.
Yeah.
And I got on really well with Loic. And I asked lots of questions. I said, what is this? Why is this? What are the blood? What are the jumpers? What should I be buying? What do I want for show jumping? What do I want for eventing? And I ask. Mm-hmm. And he was. We're going to go through here to look at these 2 greys.
Oh yeah.
He was really interesting, and I think Harris de Hus, they had over 100 mares that I was looking at there.
Mm. They sold out everything last year.
Yeah, I know.
Everything.
Sebastian, Julian, Sebastian, who married to Robin, who's a Brit, mm-hmm. and he did the training. He does the sort of Monty Roberts type.
Okay.
Training of the youngsters.
So like natural horsemanship stuff.
Really nice man.
Yeah, okay.
Really nice man. And he helped me a lot on my questions for what to do with the youngsters. But when we went to these other places with this friend of Jose Slutels, mm-hmm. I don't know where she found him. He was delightful man, full of knowledge, full of contacts. And we went to Duplessis. We went to mm-hmm. see Orient Express, that place, and de Chateau, and some really nice French. And mm-hmm. I like this. What about the horses? The ones that I went for, Jarnac was at the top of my list, mm-hmm. Because of blood and because of the eventing swaying
possibility
on the breeding because of the blood.
Yeah, of course.
And also spending a bit of time with Tom Khalil down in the bottom of France, and we talked about the Anglo-Arab in the southern part of France, the influence of the Anglo-Arab.
Oh yeah.
And I have one, Flamboyant Vimge.
Ah, Vimage.
Paris
Oh
Vimage.
yeah, okay.
Do you know the lady of Vimage?
Not personally, but
Oh, okay, so you know.
yeah, she has been breeding quite a few, and she had very good dam lines also.
Yeah. So Loic said this is a good dam line, so I bought a filly. So we've had a few youngsters from her, and you will see her as we walk round.
The focus recently has been a bit more on this Anglo-Arab influence. Well, Hermitage Cologne helped a lot, obviously.
Can we on Hermitage? I want to ask you a question on Hermitage.
Yeah.
So I haven't used Hermitage.
Yes.
My general opinion. Well, let me back up. So I heard about Hermitage through Jose Slutels. Because every year I say, because I don't know, I say, Jose, okay.
You ring him up, tell me what's new.
Yeah, I say, tell me what, come on, you're on the continent, what's new?
Tell me what's
she
new.
knows, she knows what the score is.
Okay.
So she says, there's this amazing horse called Hermitage Cologne.
Yeah.
Marcus, you have to see him. And then he starts to appear in the news and things, and then 2 years later we are where we are. And so a jumper like him, with his brain, with the rideability, with everything that you see, which just is quite extraordinary, not to take anything back from this rider, because it takes two to tango. You're going to have a rider
Of
as well.
course, of course.
Well done him.
Of course.
And well done them for not selling him. But
Indeed.
what is the chance that you are actually going to get offspring that are anywhere near as good as him?
You have these horses out there which you could qualify as genius aliens.
Yeah.
And I think he would be one of them, because
But do they produce little genius aliens?
time will tell.
That is my. So
I would say time will tell. He has been intensively bred over the last 2-3 years. So we don't know yet what's going to come out of this, because he has been breeding worldwide a lot. I know that in France he has been a lot used.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a filly of Hermitage Cologne as well.
Good. Yeah.
So on my Corrado Carolus mare.
Yeah.
And we have used him also, my both bosses like Denis and Michel, they used him a lot as well. I think in France we're going to have to wait to see the outcome, but I've seen a few ones already jumping at the Studbook Championship in Valkenswaard, for example. There's one called Tarantus, which was really interesting. At the French Championship we had Étalons Z, who was also very interesting. There is a lot of potential, but we just have to wait and see. I know that his sons Ultrastar and Sunday GM, brother of Cordial, and I think they get a lot of mess, so I think we're going to get a feedback also how it will come out like in second generation. So but yeah, he's still a young horse, so we have to wait before it turns out, but it's definitely interesting, the jumping style, etc. But then he has been
It's
bred.
extraordinary. He looks a freak.
Yeah, he is a freak, but there are so many horses out there which you could qualify as a freak, and you only just ever
United
hope.
Touch.
Could be one of them, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
That would be a particularly good example, I guess.
And then there was that one with Ken O'Connor, Good Luck.
Yeah.
He was a bit freakish.
Yeah, probably. But then again, you could call, I don't know, Baloubet was kind of a freak in its own way, I think.
So why is it that? Why have I got a liking? What have I? If I look at Gallobay,
Yes.
I come down the Baloubet du Rouet. If those two, then I'm looking on the dam line. Why have I read something here? What? I can't remember now. I'm too old. But something formulated in my mind is I'm always looking for that Gallobay down there somewhere on that bottom of the.
I mean, it's difficult to find a pure French pedigree without Gallobay in.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is something which each country has its particularities, and these stallions which have been used a lot, in Germany it would be, I don't know, Casal, Cassini, Contender. This is something which you would find in a lot of pedigrees. In France, on the other hand, you would find Galoubet, Jalisco if you go way back. And then nowadays a lot of Diamant, for example, Baloubet. This is what shapes also each breeding and each breeding region, because you just have these stallions which are known locally in this country and which internationally are not that much known yet, and who would shape it. So Galoubet was definitely one of the big influences, just like Cor de la Brière was in Holstein, for example.
Yeah. This is the boy.
Yeah, I could have told. He has the charismatic of a true ballsy thing.
Boy. Really good boy.
Are you so pretty?
He's a dear
Are you a pretty boy? He's huge, eh?
He's
I mean, for an eventer, he's...
No, show jumper.
Ah, show jumper, yeah.
So he's untouchable.
Okay.
So quite coupled like untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
And power.
Oh, yeah.
And careful and brave.
So what's on the dam? So that would be untouchable with?
Berlin.
With the Berlin mare, okay.
Yeah, that's mum.
Oh, but the power would not only come from untouchable, that would also come from Berlin then.
Berlin. Well, I went to see Berlin at Radsteck. And your man was there holding his shaker of rice, as he does. So I went to see Tangelo in Berlin and things. And Tangelo I thought was a bit ordinary, although I was very keen on Tangelo because of the 58% blood on paper.
Yeah, I mean, Narcos Laudanum.
Yeah.
We actually have, and that would be interesting for you, it's also one of these not overly used stallion. We have a guy in the catalogue with frozen semen called Couros d'Elbi. Couros d'Elbi is actually the same breeding as Tangelo because it is Narcos Laudanum.
Okay.
He's the uterine brother to Quickly de Kruiske.
And Quickly we liked.
Quickly, you liked. And Couros himself, he jumped up to 1.60 m on national level in France. Yeah. And he's a very interesting stallion. So if you're going for like blood percentages, the one I showed you earlier, the son of Dubai du Cèdre, has 55% of thoroughbred.
But then you go to something like Rahatep to Tuscan.
Yeah.
So why is no one using him?
Because
this is an eventing country. Yeah. If I talk to eventing people, why do they not know about Rahatep de Toscan?
Because he's probably marked as a show jumper. I don't know. My boss, we had stallions out of this dam line because we took over. We have sisters of Rahatep, which we breed.
Do you?
With. Yeah.
But that's a good line.
Of course it is. So the guy actually.
But French.
Yeah, of course. Oh, very pretty.
An Evian baby.
Very pretty.
Evian baby, Canthagos.
Yeah, very pretty. Like you would expect a Canthagos to be.
She's nice. Okay, another sister.
She likes me, I think.
Another sister.
Okay.
So Spearman's sister, the Grey's sister.
Okay.
Canthagos.
Again?
Yeah.
You used him quite a lot.
Yeah. We like Canthagos.
Yeah. Then we go back again to my comment which I said about the thoroughbred. At some point you have to do a turnover in terms of stallions because you are going to end up with the same like crossings and stallions and dam lines you have.
I'll be dead.
Huh?
I'll be dead.
I know. You seem to be more of the persistent person. I can't see you dead tomorrow. So.
Very blood. Typical French. By a mare I have.
That looks a bit Baloubet-ish.
No, the mare is Duke of Heart's noble dancer.
Oh, did you get that one from Bernard de Courtois?
No.
Oh, no, from Germany.
From Germany.
Okay.
In the northern part of Germany, a lady who bred a lot from Duke of Heart's, and she is by warrant.
Okay.
And her full sister is in that stable. That one there, that's her younger full sister with the white blaze.
Ah, okay.
2 full sisters. And the mare, this one's very, very feisty. She's 6 and we haven't evented her yet.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to finish my question I had earlier. So once the horse has reached a certain age of like being able to be turned out, like 4 or 5-ish. So what's your usual program? Do you have certain riders where you would put them with? Do you have a home rider schooling them? what is your system to train and make them perform?
Well, since we started this in 2017, I've been trying to create a system.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
been very difficult.
Yeah.
So there's been a number of people riding here, from show jumpers to amateurs or whatever,
Yeah.
just to have someone to work the horses. I now have, since last March, we have a 4-star event rider.
Oh, great.
So things are settling down.
That's
but he's
good.
also quite a good show jumper.
Oh, that's nice.
So he's been jumping Spearman.
Okay.
He's competing 3-star today, and he's a would be 5-star horse there is knackered.
Ah, okay.
So he's box rest for 6 months or something.
Hey, you.
This is Cooley Lancer.
Very charismatic horse. Eh?
6-year-old world champion. There, Le Lion. We did win, didn't we, Cooley?
Yeah.
win.
You won.
So this one's 27% blood. He's got Darko in him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised
and
given
he's
how it
got
is.
an engine like a Ferrari.
Ah, I'm not
He's
surprised.
a freak. He's a
I'm
total
not,
freak.
Not surprised.
You get on him,
Yeah.
and he just goes, but look at the size of him. I mean, he's not an athlete.
He is an athlete, but a strong one.
So we've got him being ridden after 3 years. So at least he has a bit of a life.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Dear
cool.
boy. Right, let's go and look at some of the, we're going walkies, we're going to go and look at some mares and things now. So he's from an Akoteki mare,
Okay.
who you'll see later, who's same sort of colour. And you can see the Akoteki golden, slightly shiny sheen.
Yeah, that's a cream gene on a
And
bay.
he's a-
That's a cream gene on a bay base. That you would call that
Okay.
buckskin.
So he's a colt,
Okay.
and he's a dear boy. And we've loose jumped him, and we were very happy with that.
Oh, great. Okay.
So he's 3 this year.
Yeah.
So this one is an eventer.
Well, you're
So he
whistling.
would
All the
be-
others are answering.
He's a half brother to the 2 mares in the stables.
Ah, okay.
So they're full sisters,
The 2 ones with the big blaze.
and he's Dracondrix.
Okay.
But he looks like his grandfather. He looks like Duke of Hearts. He's almost got the same markings,
Okay.
and he's going to be a similar size to Duke of Hearts. He's quite leggy, which from a breeding perspective, I find that quite interesting, because that's come through the dam line.
Yeah, of course.
And because he doesn't look like Dracondrix at all. And a lot of Dracondrix's offspring don't look like him. So when it comes down to the breeding, and I'm sure you won't disagree with this, is that until you've used a stallion enough, even on the same mare, you don't know what you're going to get.
No. And even on the same mare, and this is the genetic stuff, you can have, as you said, like 4 brothers and sisters and just not turning out the same way. But this is also where sometimes you have, this is what I said earlier, like when you go to events and talk with breeders, and that everyone will have a different, slightly different opinion on whatever, which stallion or dam line,
yeah.
because they base themselves obviously on their own experience. There will be one who has a tall and leggy one, another one who has one who's frightened of every, I don't know, water or whatever. But in the end, when you talk to enough people, or if you have seen like enough foals, you just find the red line at some point. But it's,
So do breeders then, in your opinion, do they come to a red line that they want to believe, or do they come to what I call an objective red line?
I think, as it is a lot about of passion breeding, it is not always objective, because
Yeah, I agree.
you often end up taking or not often, but sometimes you end up taking a stallion or buying a mare because you just have a crush.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And also, we as stallion owners, I mean, you can try to give the best information to breeders, like about, oh, maybe this would fit, or maybe this would fit. But if a breeder has his mind set to one of your stallions of your catalogue, it's better not to change his mind, because if it is his hard choice, then just go for it. And sometimes breeders are actually right with it.
Just talking about your stallions and,
Yes.
and also elite stallions.
Yes.
So elite, I've used elite for semen since 2017, since I started.
Oh, okay. So that's quite
I've
a long.
always used Lorna.
Oh, yeah.
And Lorna does a number of things for me. One, I think she possesses a large amount of knowledge of what's available, and she has managed to pull together the ability to market and provide a large number of stallion semens from a number of different countries,
Indeed.
including clearly France,
Yes.
and including some of yours. What is interesting is that I go to Lorna for a number of reasons.
Okay.
One is it's one person to go to, so it keeps
Yeah.
it simple.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing one foal, then okay, you haven't got to manage so much. But if you're doing 20 foals a year, I'm quite keen. It's me. You need to keep things relatively straightforward. So one avenue is good. What Lorna really helps me with, I go to her and say, okay, what's new on the block from your last visit? Because she's been to KWPN, she's been to see Christoph in Chocomole or whatever, and you know, she knows you, she knows you guys. So I'm going to get my information
From
not
her.
necessarily directly from you, from France Étalons, but I'm going to get it from Lorna.
Yes, of
because
course.
also I trust Lorna,
Of course.
and
But-
what she's providing me is hopefully an objective view. And I said, look, you know, okay, so out of those, do we have any view on the quality of semen?
Yeah.
Because I test the semen when it arrives. So I'm looking at the mobility because it goes under the eye sperm and so forth, okay? So I test all semen.
Of course. Yeah.
And what is interesting is the other things. It's not that simple. You've got to get it on the plane. It's got to arrive here. It's got to clear customs. The health papers have got to be done correctly. Lorna's staff are bloody good at these health papers.
They're vital.
And helping the suppliers in France, like yourselves, or Germany, or Belgium, or wherever it may be, fill in those forms. Because there's somebody in Stansted Airport here who last year is an absolutely sounding nightmare because you get one letter wrong and the semen's stuck. That's it. So that cycle,
Live our daily life with international shipping.
yeah, and it's a real struggle. It's a real struggle. And they are trying really hard to get this right, and I think they do a fantastic job. And they have good relationships. Elite stallions have good relationships with these people in the airports. So if something does get through so it's missed the normal thing to go through the distribution centre with UPS or whoever, although now she's doing her own courier setup, which she's just started, which looks to be working really well. What is interesting is the staff. She and her staff had good relationships with people in the airports to go and get that package out same day before it's past its sell-by date.
Yeah, I know. But this is a general thing about the industry. Networking is everything. But from our point of view as stallion owners, because we have been working with Lorna since the beginning, since we were looking for an agent in the UK, and she has this like breeding knowledge also. We never impose stallions on our agents, no way. Usually what we do is like, hey, of course, we have My Lord Carthago. All of them want My Lord because he's just the flagship, let's put it that way.
He's bloody good.
He is bloody good, provenly. But the thing is also, no stallion is eternal. I mean, like all big stallion owners, you have to prepare for the next generation. And then we would make a mix out of what because the agent would know his country, the breeding philosophy, what his breeders are looking for. So we would usually do a mix for all of our agents between what they think is good for their country and what we would try to put forward because we think it's worth it. So now on our take, it's and we really aim for that trust relationship because, as said, there is this next generation to be prepared and to jump on after My Lord is no longer fashionable, because at some point genetics need to move on. I mean, it's genetic progress, so at some point his numbers will decrease. So in terms of breedings,
one really important thing I've picked up in this country, and I think one of the reasons you being here is to look at the market here for your own stallions.
It is one of the reasons, not the only one, but one of the reasons, obviously.
Okay. Price is an interesting thing in this country.
Everywhere.
My experience.
We're all short on money.
Well, yes. Well, yes. But what is really interesting is that there's a lot of people in this country that are really homing down to the nearest £100, and to me, there's an awful lot of stallions in Europe that are 600 to 800 euros. You know, young stallions, and you get a lot of people on Facebook who are saying, I don't want a young stallion. And yet, here's my question to you on this stallion and price and so forth. And you'll have young stallions, I'm sure, in your book here. And they're probably around 600 to 800 euros.
Some of them are way less.
Some of them way less, okay.
I can give you an example, for example.
A lot less money.
A lot less.
A lot less money in the France Étalons.
Now, I will give you one example, because we have like a price system for younger stallions.
Can I just mention one point before?
Okay, yeah, because I was just going to give you one example of pricing, because you were asking about prices.
But the rationale behind the words young stallions. And we did talk a little bit about it before.
Yeah, what is considered a young stallion, until which age?
Yeah, well, there's that. But also, we're now 2025.
Yeah.
And these young stallions, maybe 4, 5, 6. And what they're breeding, they've been bred, so their breeding goes back. Their breeders were learning what to breed some years ago now. And then
most of them,
then going
not all
forward,
of them.
yeah, but the horses then going forward, in order to get to their prime, is these stallions will be another 5, 6, 7 years. So what you're breeding from these young stallions is, what I think is good about the young stallions, is that you're going for what's being bred for the sport now, and you're closer to what may be required later on in 10 years' time, as opposed to using a stallion, with due respect to my Lord Carthago,
no, of course,
that's 25 years old.
Yeah, of course. But each breeder has a different take on this.
Yes, but what is your view of the market, and what does the market view on the young stallions, and the point I'm making about they've been bred more, there's probably more elasticity, they can cope more with these bendy, twisty courses now, and what the course is going to be like in 5 years and 10 years' time?
It is an interesting take, and this is the idea of breeding progress. So, trying to make each generation better. You asked me about the market, what it is like. I think that depends a lot on the profile of breeder you are. If you are a small amateur breeder who only breeds like 1 or 2 foals out of passion, would they go for the younger ones? And even these ones, they would have very different profiles. You can't absolutely do generalities about this. It's very complicated, because everyone has a different view on this.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
there's nothing right or wrong.
No, there are people which would go for the younger ones because they're more accessible, because they are less expensive, or because for some of them.
And on that point, in your catalogue here, how many stallions do you have in your catalogue?
I think we must have around, not everything is in there, we really condensated to the most interesting ones. There are a few more which are available on the website, which you can find on the website. But I think the French catalogue, all in total, between what we own, what we manage and what we distribute, I think we're up to 80, 90 stallions, I think.
Okay, so 80, 90 stallions.
Yeah, so for the French market, that would be a bit less for international. So
what percentage would be classified as, say, young, under 6, 7 years old, and would be under 600 euros?
Under 600 euros, so our rating system usually, if the stallion belongs to us, because when we distribute a younger stallion for another owner, he would obviously set his price. We could advise him for something which fits more, but if he sets his price, he sets his price. What we usually do is that the first year of breeding, when they're 3 or 4, it's 350 euros of booking fee. That's for all of those stallions mostly. And then the stud fee would be 450 euros. So that would be that, and then the year after they would go up to 550, then they would go up to 650 to end up at 7, 8 years old at 750, and then it depends on how this horse...
So it's £500 or £600 in the early years?
Yeah, I wouldn't know the exchange rate, but you're probably right.
As a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
But these are young stallions that have passed their licensing.
Exactly.
They're regarded as the creme of their year, and that's why they're licensed.
Yeah.
And they've got the breeding to actually go forward with this athleticism that may be required in now and also the years to come.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that you have as a
stallion owner.
a stallion
manager.
owner, a manager. There's a lot you have to offer.
We have a lot.
And you would do that through Lorna.
We would do that through Lorna. As I said, she is our agent, so she would say, okay, I think this and this and this would be interesting. I've got requests for this and this. And then we sort out what is shippable, firstly, because you were talking about the shipping issues. We could not sell nowadays in UK without an agent like Lorna. Because from our end in France, we can't do anything. We don't have the contacts to go through DEFRA, through the customs, through all the health requirements. And I know that Lorna, as well as other stallion managers in this country, have been very thorough and very dedicated and very proactive to easing up the process, because after Brexit.
Hugely active. She's put a huge amount of work
Exactly.
into it.
And I think also a lot of actors in the horse industry actually work together in the same way and put pressure on the authorities for it to make it work. The numbers make it. The more you are putting pressure on, at some point it's going to work out. So they have been doing all a tremendous job, Lorna included. And without her, it wouldn't have been possible at all, because in the end, the shipping process, if it's chilled semen or frozen semen, all we do on our end from France is like doing the health papers, which fit like the UK and the European standards, because all the rest, if it's the airway bill for the shipment, the paperwork, the forms to go through customs, which airport it's going to land, the courier, whatever, this is all the agent who does it. Because we couldn't. We're not in this country. We just couldn't, and it is a lot of
logistics. And it's chaos.
It is a lot of logistics.
What people don't realise is the amount of pressure they have every morning, because they're taking orders, because the orders have got to be in by early hours UK time.
Oh yeah.
To get your semen from Europe, the chilled the next day and so forth. Frozen obviously is a different ball game. But then you've got all the queries going on. So these are youngsters, and these are youngsters that I quite like.
Okay.
And that's a Mildenberger, and he chucks out leggy ones too. It's a big mare by Durant.
Enlighten me, what is Mildenberger? I saw it up on your insemination sheet in the stable, because I stalked it, obviously. So who and what is Mildenberger?
Well, he's a thoroughbred stallion.
Okay.
He raced. He won 7 out of 21 races or something.
Oh, great.
He was, I'm told, I haven't looked at the detail, I was told by Sally at Grimsbridge Stud, who had him before me, so I bought him off her.
Okay.
That he was a top 10 two-year-old in this country. And Johnson, who trained him, had him, I think, entered for the Derby. He's a nice horse. He's a good-looking horse. He's not huge, but he's chucking out some interesting youngsters. This is one type of youngster, and I'll show you another one at the top. And then on the
what's the back?
The back one is the back one eyesight. Have we got white? A lot of white.
You have 4 little white socks.
I think that's the Canthargos out of the Douglas mare.
Okay.
But she's nice. And this one is a granddaughter of the Cantorano mare.
Oh, okay.
The other one.
Okay.
By Comme il faut. And her full sister, who's a year older, is very nice.
Okay.
She's a bit smaller.
Over there, the buckskin mare would be the dam of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there's the Akotekis in the next door field. But these are all moved nicely, and they're all fillies. And the 2 smaller ones, they would what I call really nice ones for teenagers. Lorna's been here a couple of times over the years.
Okay.
And she likes the Cantorano mare, who's in the middle down there. She's like a bullock.
Which
But
one
by
would
the-
that be? So not the chestnut, the right of the chestnut.
No, just to the right of the chestnut.
That's what I
Okay,
said.
behind the chestnut now. And but she's produced some lovely offspring. Her first one is in this next door field. I think she's down there. Who's a daughter. Who is the mother of the one who was a really nice mover in my 4A team
Ah, yeah, okay.
with the white blaze.
Yeah, I remember.
So the great grandfather would be Canturano of that one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so that
Okay.
dates back like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 generations.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, if I should, because in France we have quite a lot of actual dedicated eventing breeders. Germany would have less because often the eventing horse ending
Are the
up.
eventers down in the south where the Anglo-Arabs are more? Or is it all over the
Yeah,
country?
you
Tom
could,
says it's quite a centralised system too.
Oh, Anglo-Arabia is southwest France.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. You don't go to
Yeah,
Normandy
yeah.
to see an Anglo-Arab, definitely not. It is southwest France, definitely. But so because the Young Horse Championship for eventing would also be in Pompadour, which is rather southwesty-ish.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few ones. In Germany, often eventing horses end up being like accidents from the show jumping or
really?
from the dressage. Yeah, very few.
But you see, I always thought...
Specialized, or at least that's my point of view. I might be wrong, but very few like very specialized eventing breeders. In UK, you would have a lot of those.
Do you have what you call any specialist eventer stallions in here that you would put under the eventing
So
badge?
we don't have in the catalogue necessarily, except the young stallion we have with Tom Carla, which would be the Orient Express.
Who was a jumper?
Exactly.
And the blood of him?
Yeah, the blood of him.
45 or something?
I don't know. That's not really something we usually look at in our industry from our end. So I couldn't tell, but we can look it up on Horse Telex. They would be able to tell us.
Yeah.
That would be the only one which is really specialized in eventing because he's competing eventing himself now since last year. The other stallions we have are...
And actually, if Tom Carlisle is eventing one of your younger stallions...
Exactly. So
and this is someone who evented Upsilon to a high level.
Exactly.
And Upsilon was very successful until sadly he fell very ill
exactly.
with his offspring. And you see his offspring now in show jumping and eventing. And I think a lot of people have used Upsilon. So if Tom Carlisle has got one of your stallions
but he already rode the brothers and the sisters, so he knows the dam line, and he already went French champion with the brothers and sisters.
And the dam line has nothing to do with Upsilon.
No,
because that was part of Anglo-Arab.
Upsilon is pure Anglo-Arab. This one is not pure Anglo-Arab.
Yeah.
So we would have only technically show jumpers in the catalogue.
Is he in here?
Oh yeah, he is in there.
So we're just going to look at this because there's a lot of people in this country who might be interested.
So where is he? That would be the one.
Okay.
So the interesting thing is that Orient Express is rather rare in the pedigree. Barbarian went to the Olympics, Sydney, for the French team. Rather rare in the pedigree because he didn't breed that much.
What, for eventing?
No, show jumping.
Show jumping, yeah.
All show jumping.
It's all show jumping.
And the thing about Jaloubé is that, so he would be the brother of Étoile and d'Armagnac de Beignard, which were French young horse champions in eventing. So that's an interesting take on it. But in general, in our catalogue, except this one, we would have only show jumping stallions who, with the right mares, would be suited for eventing. Flipperdale produced tremendously good eventers. My Lord Carthago did, so that would be the most known ones. We have eventing breeders in France which are very keen on one of our young stallions, same generation, beginning of 6 years old. It's a Clarimo son. Clarimo breeds very well in eventing as well because of the stamina and the blood he gives along. So that would be Jacquardi, that would be Clarimo, Erko van Droosacker, and then the dam line is Narcotic Curly Chin. So you actually have 4 European show jumping foundation mares in this one pedigree. So you would have Vodka and Wismar from Holstein. You would have Usha van Droosacker via Erko, and then you would have Curly Chin behind. There's not a lot missing, but this one...
And on this one with Tom, sorry to interrupt.
Don't focus too much on that one because the fertility rate is rather...
Okay.
written here. We are very transparent about our fertility rates, so it's all written in the catalogue. The ones which are a bit more.
But you know, it's good to hear that we have some integrity.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, there's no point in telling the breeder. The fertility rates in the catalogue are designed for breeders just to be aware of, okay, this stallion, I might rather use a fertile mare on it than instead of like taking your 20-year-old with it full of kist and where you would have a risk of not getting a pregnancy.
But to me, sometimes you want a stallion.
So but we wanted this transparency.
You want a particular stallion, a particular breeding,
of course,
and you want the result. Then sometimes you have to take that on the head.
Of course, and it is a huge factor. So that's the transparency about that.
So that's a freelancer mare,
which is a very big belly.
From the Cantorano. So I come round in the winter 3 times a day. Now we're down to 2 times a day. So I'll feed them in the morning. Mm-hmm. So all done by 8:30.
Yeah.
And then I come out 9 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if
it takes me about an hour.
If you don't bring them necessarily in for foaling, or if you don't use foal alarm, you actually have to come more often in case of there is something.
But this is for all the stock, so they have fresh haylage twice a day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And this is what I mean about them being out in the fields. So this is their life in these fields before they come in age 3. These are 3-year-olds here, so they haven't seen a stable since they were born.
Oh yeah.
Except for one of them, who had
it was a bit injured.
Abscess.
Yeah, it was a bit injured. Yeah.
So we
that would explain why you took him in.
No, but then we loose jumped him.
Oh, did you?
And he's a half brother to one I'll show you in the barn stables. So he's a half brother.
Yeah.
To the little chestnut Akoteki one you saw in the yearlings.
Ah.
The little chestnut you liked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So the mare, every one is really nice.
Okay.
So the chestnut was by a stallion I had who was by Nabab de Rev, who I really liked.
Okay.
And because of the divorce and things, I couldn't keep him, so he had to go to Ireland. Someone helped me sell him along with 3 or 4 others, so they went as a pack. And I'm really sad because I would have kept the stallion. And
she's really keen. She's really keen.
And in the middle is out of a Grand Dorado mare, thoroughbred. But his movement is nice too, and was as a foal. So this is when I go back to the foal thing. To me hasn't changed since he was a foal. On the right is a Douglas that I bought from Slutels, from Keystad.
Yeah.
I really liked her as a foal.
Okay.
But she never grew.
Ah.
And she has these small foals, but they are gorgeous. Lovely heads, really pretty, and very talented. Super movers, good jumpers. And her first one was by Duke of Hearts. And when she had the foal, I got the foal out, and she wasn't having any of it. And she hid her head under the straw, and she stayed there for half an hour. She wouldn't move.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are mares which you would obviously be looking for size and like blood, because you seem to like blood.
Maybe, right? But the back one.
Yeah.
So
the tank.
The tank. That is.
Look at how
that's Sophie's granddaughter.
Yeah, and
she gets. Be polite to her. She's French.
Yeah, and
she can talk French to her.
Yeah, but she can still be a tank. So.
She's called Dame de Rance.
How far is she out, foaling?
Month and a bit.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks' time you can put her in.
And then on the left is the Levian de Hus.
Okay. Okay, just go in and see how they look like in confirmation.
Yeah, please do. So I bought her on the internet in foal to $1 de Rouet.
Ah, that's the one, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she would be at the same level of like ascendancy than Best of Iskla, our stallion that we talked about before.
Okay.
Because his granddam would be Sophie as well then. What's your naming strategy?
Well, a lot of them are various places in Scotland or castles or...
Oh yeah.
things that people can't pronounce or spell.
Ah, so like, so you're up to...
So there's one up here, there's a stallion up here called Armand Sui.
Okay.
And it's a...
You expose yourself to name changing if ever they get an international career and get sold.
Yes, well, there is that.
Just saying.
Well, someone Ringwood Stud in Ireland was talking about name changing, and I think they have a very good point. That they
the French are absolutely hated. They absolutely hate it.
Well, I think they're quite right.
it should be forbidden. If I give you an example, good breeders of ours and collaborators of us, that would be in France the Beale family, that would be Devins studs, so all the Devins horses would come from their place. They are very tremendous dam lines. And they bred a mare called back in the days 16 Devins.
Okay.
So how internationally do you end up refinding your horse if it has been renamed?
Go on.
Yeah. Do you know who that was? Serena from Ben Mayer, 5-star jumper. That was 16 Devins initially.
You shouldn't be able to do it. It should be illegal. FEI.
We had the same problem.
It's like the Scott Brash things. Hello this and hello that. It shouldn't be allowed.
I mean, you can put your sponsor prefix on it. I mean, it's of course you bought the horse, so you put your prefix on it, but don't change the breeder's initial name, because this is publicity lost for the breeder. For the breeder. We were very lucky.
You've got the breeders, you've got no horses.
We were very lucky with Cocaine de Talma, because she got sold to RMF in Florida, who are the sponsors of Jessica Springsteen. They just changed the name into Coco de Talma because cocaine was not so well seen. It was a bit dodgy as a name for a horse, so they just changed it nicely to Coco de Talma and kept the breeding affixed. So that is fine.
Still Coke. Right, now, we're up at the top, we're the boys. So, the A-team boys.
Okay.
So these are the three...
We have the A-team girls, or we have the A-team boys?
We've seen the A-team boys, yeah. Girls. These are the A-team boys. Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Is it colt? Rocky, Rocky, Rocky by Ednon de Hus. By Continental Blue. Rocky, Rocky. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Guarantee you he jumps.
What's that? Conthagus?
Yeah.
Unsurprising.
And the middle one? Van Roosaker Dam Line.
Ah, okay.
And the grey mare, Pagazi.
That's a Pegaz.
That's a Pagazi.
Oh my God, that's kind of a chunk. I'm going to take a picture of that one. Move on, guys. That's kind of a Pegaz. No, you move on.
They're good fun, these boys.
Oh my God, because we are Pegaz distributors.
There's only three. Are you Pagazi?
We are Pegaz distributors in France. This is why I was so keen on this one. Oh my darn goodness.
Hold on, I'll come in and help you.
Oh no, don't worry.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah. You don't look
They are. That one's a gelding. The other two are colts. And he is.
Would that be Tangelo?
His flamboyant son.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And
not too tall though.
This one is Etnon's son. Went
Okay.
wrong. So he's by the thoroughbred.
Okay.
And he came out minute, and his legs were hopeless. And he'd be a little horse for somebody. But this one is this one's Mildenberger.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that one.
No.
Because I don't know him at
But
all.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Yeah, it's good looking.